Sunday, the participation of World 22.
The regional challenge that we have introduced this year on TTQ is basically from requests that we've had from fans across the country. They said, why is TTQ only staged in Mosby, and why is it not coming out to the other centers? And since we started broadcasting or telecasting our show on Kundu since 2012, fans across the country, from the New Guinea Islands, from the Highlands region, from Momasa region, from Southern region, they want to be part of it. And that urge has always come through, and they've texted us, they call us up sometimes when they see our numbers on the screen, and they said, why not you take the show out? So the regional challenge is a concept that we've developed this year to give every Papua New Guinean a chance to participate, both school kids, school students from primary, secondary, tertiary, to the open category, the adults as well. So it's a concept that we thought, it would be good to get national participation than only based in Mosby. So we started with the Highlands region first, and we've staged the show in Goroka, which is the current show that we just had. We will be going to Medang for the Momasa region challenge, and then over to Rabaul for the New Guinea Islands, and hopefully finish off in Alatau for the southern region. So our first regional challenge was held in Goroka. And what happened is we had schools coming as far as Enga, Western Highlands, Simbu, and Eastern Highlands province. Unfortunately, we didn't have any participation from Hela, Southern Highlands, and Jiwaka. But at least we had 4 provinces who participated. That gave us the required numbers that we want to call it as a Highlands Regional Challenge. So from Enga, we had a couple of schools that came down. We had a primary school from Wapanamanda called Lamanda Manda Primary School that came down, and then we had Wabek Primary School that came in and participated, and then we had Koppen Secondary and Wabek Secondary School, plus from the tertiary sector we had IBS Enga and Enga Teachers College students that also came down as well. So they came in 2 truckloads that brought them down to Goroka for this challenge. From Western Highlands we had Kimininga Primary School, we had Hagen Park Secondary School, and we also have students from Paglum Secondary School that came down as well. And in Simbu, we had Pernokwa Primary School, we have Gon Kambua Primary School, and then we have the 2 secondary schools in Rosari, Kondu Secondary School, and Karawagi Secondary School. And then for the tertiary sector, we have Simbu Teachers College as well as Simbu Technical College. And back in Eastern Highlands, the host province, we have West Goroka Primary School, we have Goroka Grammar School for the primary, and the secondary we have a couple of secondary schools. Kabiufa, we've got Bena Secondary School, and then we have Goroka Secondary School who participated. And then for the tertiary, we have UOG, who represented Eastern Highlands. So those are the schools that participated in our first regional challenge in Goroka.
So give them a hand.
The quiz shows are not, this kind of thing is not new in Papua New Guinea. In fact, in the 70s and 80s, the quiz shows traveled across the region, across the country. And quiz shows were broadcast on the National Broadcasting Service by radio at that time, because we had no television. And so they were brought out to schools, and schools were invited to participate and compete against each other. And then as they competed, they were recorded and flown back to Port Moresby and then broadcast on the airwaves for the country to listen into. So in that sense, John Kama and the idea of having a quiz show is really following the footsteps of what was set out early, long before. But it's a good thing, and it's a good thing for our young people to participate, to think on their feet, to be able to appear on television. Most of the time, all our television is about outsiders programs. We don't see Papua New Guineans on the screens except during the news and information and entertainment.
The show in Goroka was very exciting. We left Mosby on a Thursday with a crew, and then on that Friday morning, we've had the opening ceremony. And this is the first time that we've never done anything like this in Mosby. We thought we would open this special occasion with an opening ceremony. So we invited a few guests from Goroka to UOG for the opening ceremony. And it was very special. We've had the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Michael Mell, who was one of our guests as well. He was present there to receive all our other guests. And he was the one that gave the opening address. And among the other guests, we've had the manager for NBC Goroka. We've had Agnes Ikibu. She was there as well. And we've also had a lawyer in town who, she's been very successful. So we thought she could role model and talk to the kids. We've had Roslyn Cott, who represented Evros and Cott lawyers. Then we've also had one other official from the education department who also turned up as well. And then we've had Eddie Appa, one of the representatives from the governor's office. He's the executive officer of the governor of Goroka or Eastern Highlands, Honorable Julie Soso. And then we've also had a representative from the education sector from the Highlands. She's Mrs. Tare, the principal of Wabek Secondary School. She traveled down with a group, so we also gave her a chance to say something on behalf of teachers and education in the Highlands. So yeah, those were some of the important guests that we've had on the day who officiated the opening ceremony. And we've had the brass band from Goroka. We've had the famous Goroka madmen that came and welcomed the guests into the Mark Solon Auditorium. So it was a small program, but it gives a significance to the actual program in terms of the ceremony that was held on that morning. And a lot of the speeches, a lot of the guests who came and spoke at the opening ceremony, they all spoke highly of TTQ. They felt that it's an educational television program that impacts a lot of the students as well as the public, during the time of airing when they're watching the content, especially. It's very educational. It's good for them mentally and so forth. So they think it's a good concept that needs to stay around for a long time and needs to be supported by business houses, by sponsors, by government departments and so forth to continue. And one comment that stands out was that it's a homegrown concept that many times they've watched foreign quiz shows like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or Deal or No Deal from Australia and so forth. And this is the first time that we've had our own shows. So we should try to grow this show and make it to stay here for a long time for the good of education of our kids in the country and so forth. So that was something that I thought it was a good effective.
But things like this don't happen. We've watched Sale of the Century, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, all these other programs, but all of them devised from outside. It's high time we developed our content. And this is an adventure into that kind of thinking. So we thank John and Kundu too, and everyone that's got behind this to develop our own content and to really appreciate what we can do. And particularly in this case, what our young people can do. So, ladies and gentlemen and children, I extend a very, very warm welcome to you all, and especially to our governor who is here, and this show, this inaugural show in the Highlands, because most of the other shows are recorded in Port Moresby, and it's only in NCD where the schools participate. For the first time, the show has actually flown out of Port Moresby to record schools in the regions. And the Highlands region happens to be the first one. And Goroka, in Eastern Highlands, of course, happens to be the place where everybody's coming to. And because of this facility and many other things.
We've started with the Highlands Regional Challenge, and for me personally, I would say it was a huge success. This was the first time that we've taken the show out of Moresby. I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit afraid that, oh, is it too early to go out? And you know, it was a bit stressful trying to organize all the logistic and fly the crew up and bring all the students down, accommodate them, feed them, and do all these things in Goroka. You know, it was a whole month of sleepless nights, just tiring, trying to do everything. And when the show came and we were there in Goroka, you know, it was amazing. You know, just seeing the enthusiasm and the exuberance in the kids and the principals and the teachers who were there with the students. And it was an amazing weekend that we've all had up there. And then we've had, you know, the host province, you know, celebrating with the governor being present and officially opening it, and then see pledge the support, you know, financial support and so forth. That was amazing. I would really say it was a huge success, and I'm sure that we're going to build on from this, and every other regional challenge that we'll go out would actually build on the Goroka experience. So I would like to thank a few people and organizations who have supported to make this show a success. Firstly, I'd like to thank the National Education Department for the huge support for the next 3 years to take this show out of Moresby and do it as a round robin, you know, across the 4 regions of Papua New Guinea. And this was the first one that we've started with them. So I'd like to thank NDOE, or National Department of Education, for the backing that we were able to do this. And then next, I'd like to thank our sole sponsor in Big Rooster. Big Rooster has been very supportive. They gave us 60 vouchers to give out to any of the students who'd be there to take to Mount Hagen or Ley to redeem any of the any of the food, lunch, or any any of those that they could get. So everyone that participated, they all walk away with a voucher, and then other merchandise items like certificates and T-shirts and so forth. So I'd like to thank Big Rooster. And then I'd like to thank, next is Air Guinea. You know, Air Guinea, you know, it won't be possible, very expensive trip, but they've subsidized nearly a third of all our costs, both freight and passengers that we carry with them, or our crew. So I'd like to thank Air Guinea, and not only for this show, but they have pledged to support us for the future years. Anywhere in the country when we go and host TTQ, for all our challenges, they are there with us. So they are our official carrier, as I would say. So thank you, Air Guinea. Next, I'd like to thank Daltron for giving us all the merchandise items and the prizes to give away to all our participants who have won and who've also participated in Goroka. So thank you, Daltron, for this. And then I'd like to thank our local sponsors in Goroka who have come in a big way to support us. Honorable Julie Soso and Eastern Highlands Provincial Government for coming in and backing us in a big way by giving us a huge financial support. Thank you so much for that. And then we'd like to thank University of Goroka for hosting the event. Mark Solon Auditorium, magnificent venue. It's a world-class venue that we were able to record with seating capacity up to 500 people. And on both nights, we've had full house, full capacity. And that was amazing. We wouldn't have gotten this anywhere else in Papua New Guinea. So thank you so much to University of Goroka and every other logistics, other buses and everything that the school had provided. We'd like to thank the university, Professor Mel, and your team, and Donald Gwambis is one of the staff members there who've been very active, plus all your team there for doing that for us. And they provide lightings and other things, sounds. Thank you so much to the Social and Media Creative Department as well. Next, I'd like to thank FSEC Hire Cars for giving us a car at a good rate that we were able to use as part of our sponsorship. Thank you, FSEC Hire Cars. We'd like to thank Pacific Media for help to look after our students, and then Papindo for feeding our kids with drinks, as well as giving us your car park to do our quiz cafe as well. So those are our Goroka sponsors. I'd like to thank you. And then our outside sponsors who have brought in the students. Firstly, Honorable Robert Ganim, a member for Wabeg Open, who have transported, given us a car from Wabeg all the way down. Thank you so much for that. And then other schools, principals, and anyone else who have brought in the students, would like to thank you so much.
We welcome you, the students who will be participating here, plus all the other audiences. As the governor of the province in Eastern Highlands Province, I would like to welcome you all. I firstly would like to thank the think tank quiz director, Mr. John Kama, and Dr. Eliakim Apelis. He's the Deputy Secretary, National Department of Education, for the invite to officially open this program or officially open the quiz tonight. I came back from Mosby from some other business, but I really wanted to spend this night with the students and the children who will be taking part, so I have to make myself available to come here. I also want to thank the TTQ team for choosing Eastern Highlands as the venue to host this first inaugural think tank quiz. The O'Neill Dion government had invested a lot in the human resource of Papua New Guinea through the free fee education policy. Our human resource is very important and number one resource. We can have our natural resources like gas, oil, gold, and every other thing, but all these things one day will finish, but our human resource will carry Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is blessed, and doors are opening for parents to send all their school-age children to schools. Even parents are enrolling again to complete where they have left off. Schools enrollment had increased, and currently we have a ratio of 45 to 50 students per teacher. Shortage of classrooms and also schools needs more teachers, and teachers need accommodation, and the list continues. Given these challenges, students, it is up to you individuals to strategize, plan your time, how to study, read and do your schoolwork, and give your essays and assignment on time to your teachers or lecturers. It is up to you individual students. What choices you make in life makes the future for you. So what you choose to do today makes you the person you are tomorrow. But I want to thank the Think Tank Quiz program, because this is another program that is enhancing our children's capacity in learning. It needs dedication, commitment, sacrifice through strong discipline to be successful and prosperous. You have to earn it through hard work and honesty. Secondly, as a mother, I would like to take this opportunity to bring awareness and advice to you all students and young people. I'm also the chairperson of the Population and Sustainable Development Group of the Parliament. And we are talking and seeing what issues the young people of this nation are going through. And the issue number one that we see, there's a lot of students who choose to go to school. But when you are at school and when you are maturing, you coming up to grade 9, 10, 11, 12, that's the adolescent age. The adolescent age group, there's so much problem that is affecting the adolescents of Papua New Guinea today. There are a lot of early pregnancies. So that's where me as the chairperson of Population and Sustainable Development and the issues that surrounds the children of today in Papua New Guinea is that we are seeing a lot of young people getting pregnant. Young people who would have continued into their tertiary institution, but they fall short because they decided, the decision they made made the young girls to become pregnant, and the young boys become fathers. Babies becoming fathers, baby sons becoming fathers, and baby daughters becoming mothers again. So Bamipla talk mama or Bamipla talk piginini. Mipla foul, because 18 years old and underneath, you are still a child. But we have a lot of women who are still 16, 13, 14, 15 girls are pregnant. So being a mother, I just like to bring this one when I have the opportunity here talking to you young people. You are leaders of tomorrow. The choices that you make you the leader for tomorrow. And you are the one who are going to lead Papua New Guinea. So I appeal to you that make good choices. We don't like a lot of women, especially young girls, getting pregnant. And that is really alarming. The rate is increasing here in Papua New Guinea. In the 22 provinces, young girls are becoming pregnant, and we have to stop that one. We have to stop this. Okay. I also, before I conclude, I just want to finish here by telling you I'm a Christian mother and I believe in God. In your early age, when you choose God and when you fear God, God itokpinisa, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all things shall be added unto you. You are aspiring to be somebody down the line after graduating. You want to be a leader. You want to be a successful businessman. You want to be a successful politician. You want to be successful in everything and anything that you do. But I believe, as a woman politician and a governor of Eastern Highlands, because I feared God and because I obeyed God and because I stood by the principle of God, I became the governor. I saw God's hand. I saw God's hand move. So with that, I'm encouraging you all that put God first. Put God first and you'll be successful in whatever you do. But otherwise, with that, Chairman, Mr. John Kama, because you choose Eastern Highlands and you came to Eastern Highlands, on behalf of the people of Eastern Highlands and on behalf of my government in Eastern Highlands, my PEC members, I will make my contribution to support this program of 30,000 kina. With that, I officially now open our TT quiz in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, Green Province. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for our Lady Governor, Right Honorable Julie Sosa.
From the Goroka Challenge, we've recorded 8 shows that will be aired over 2 months. And the first show would be out next Monday at 7:30. So I'm sure fans across the country, if you're looking forward to the first regional quiz challenge out of Goroka, the show will be out next Monday. And after that, for the next 2 months until we finish that. So I'm sure you are looking forward to that show.
Who sang this song? A. Michael Bolton, B. John Farnham, C. Beatles, D. Bruno Mars. Who sang this song? Michael Bolton, John Farnham, C. Beatles, or D.